Conversations with Marc and Devi, the mediums. Marc Stuart, the Scottish medium. Devi Wolf, the smallest medium. Conversations on topical subjects. On subjects other mediums would not dare talk about, but we do. The Marc Stuart Medium Network, demonstrating, discussing, and training in Scottish-style mediumship. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So this is going to sound as though I'm talking about me again, but that's not the purpose.
But he always does talk about him.
Yeah, but I want to talk about something that's more generic to spiritualism. I'm going to use an example that's actually out working through my life. Well, my wife. I'm going to say my life. My wife and I.
Your wife and your life. There you go.
Right. So very quick background. For about the last 7 months, we opened up a second podiatrist clinic. My wife's the podiatrist, not me, in the town of Peebles. We found a flat for sale that we made an offer for, accepted, negotiated a price. We were supposed to get the keys and the roof blew off. It's being repaired, or at least it will be repaired when the council get around to giving permission to put the scaffolding up. So entrance date is at some point in the future unknown. And this has put a hold on the launch of the spiritualist church that we're planning on doing in the town. And there's another video coming out this week about that. Okay, that's the background. Now, we were planning on selling our current home in about 6 months' time, because in all honesty, it needs some work to be done to it. If we sell it just now, I'm not going to put prices in it, but we'd probably spend about $20,000 to upgrade it, which is about $25,000 to $30,000, depending on what Mr. Trump's doing on a particular day to drive the dollar down. And then probably sell it for about $60,000 more than the current price. That's maybe being a little bit optimistic, but we would certainly get a substantial profit on doing that.
Right.
So it's very in our interest to do so. However, we're going to be staying an hour and a half's drive away, and then having to find tradesmen to do all the work and having to come back to make sure the work's being done. And it's a level of hassle I don't need, even for a nice profit margin, although the profit would be nice. And we've been planning on buying a property in Peebles to convert to a clinic. And the day, I'm jumping ahead. So last week, we've got an idiot that parks in our car park who we've now got the police involved with.
Don't even get him started on that.
Yeah, I'm going to start on that. And there's two shops beneath the apartment we live in that share the car park that this other idiot is parking his transit van. That's a big van in. So I went round the other two car park owners to say, just double check, is that your van? No, it's not. I'm going to put a sticker on it. So while I was there, talked to the shop manager and said, look, just to let you know, we're going to be doing some work in the next 6 months. There'll be scaffolding going up. All right, no problem. Are you going to be selling? Yes, because my friend who is in the shop, 2 shops along from us, is looking to buy or find somewhere to live. Can I give him your number? Right, fine. So 2 days, the next day, this chap phones me, go along and speak to him. And he was in today looking at the flat and he might be interested in buying it. So we lose the profit margin, but we get the speed. Right, so that's stage 1. Stage 2, the day after I spoke to this chap, doing my usual searches on the internet, just looking at property for sale because we need to find somewhere in the next year for the clinic. And there's a medical clinic up for sale. 2 minutes walk along from the local small community hospital that everybody will walk past to get in. And we're not saying that everybody that walks past is going to come and see us, but you want people to see the sign and remember it. And being in the vicinity of the hospital is obviously fairly good for a medical clinic. So I'm going to see that tomorrow. So my life might be taking. So that's the bit about me over. What's the spiritual bit?
That is synchronicity.
Yes. Now, if you're a person like Devi and you put bad energy out, now, if you go and watch one of our other videos and we talk about her hitting her cats with a mallet on the head.
Oh, stop.
That's bad energy. If you're a superstar.
That came out of his brain, though, not mine. So maybe the bad energy is
good. It puts good energy out. Spirit will reward you with synchronicity. And that was sarcasm. Please, that's absolute sarcasm. But generally, that is how you get synchronicity. You put good energy out, like talking about starting a spiritualist church in the area that all of this is going to be relevant to. Is a very key example of what I'm talking about. Spirit will help you. Now, spirit can help anybody. Let me be more specific. It's not a godlike spiritual being. It's your own guides. It's your own loved ones. But they have to be able to help you, and that's where they put the positive energy out, is because that charges their batteries. That gives them the reason. They call it the power, the authorization, whatever. And this can be mega. This can be money appearing in your bank account. This has happened, not to me, but to members of my family. Told the story before, and I'm not going to go over it all again, but I thought, well, why not? I mean, even ourselves, about 6 months ago, we needed £25,000 for the deposit, and we had applied for a loan 6 months ago and forgotten about it, and we didn't know how much we needed. Lawyer contacted me, Mark, this is how much you're going to need. And the day after, 2 days after, the money was in my wife's bank account for the deposit for the property. So it can be financial, it can be very practical, it can be meeting the right person at the right time.
It can be meeting the right cat at the right time.
And not hitting it over the head.
And not hitting it over the head with a mallet. For instance, Persephone, I had been thinking, I had one cat at the time, and I had been thinking for months about getting another cat. And I opened the door one day and it was raining out, and this cat came, ran into my house and jumped into my arms. And that's Persephone, who is now my best friend.
I thought I was your best friend.
You're too far away to be best friend.
Yeah, and a cat collar on my neck just wouldn't work. Do your cats wear collars?
No.
It does actually raise up another interesting point about this medical clinic. It's actually currently, at least it was, a vet's clinic. So we are going to have
to. So there's cages to put all the patients in. That's a good thing.
I'm thinking more about taking the cages out as opposed to leaving them in. But yeah, when a patient annoys me, I'm going to be able to raise the escalate above. We're not going to treat you anymore. Just get over there and shut the door behind you. Nah, humor, people, humor. Absolutely,
we're being funny. We're being seriously funny, sarcastic.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've talked about synchronicity before. It's one of the three hidden. It's not hidden. It's one of the three spiritual powers, and it's the one that most people forget about. Spiritual healing, spiritual mediumship are the two that you go to a spiritualist church. Those are the two that everybody talks about. But it was actually synchronicity that directly led me to go to a spiritualist church, because things were happening that were just too fandabidosi. That's a Scottish word that means unbelievably good.
Okay.
That's about it. Just remember, put good energy out. And actually, another thing, don't be afraid to ask for help, because quite often, if you do that, synchronicity will be the tool that you'll get help by. You know, you're not going to get an angel waving a magic wand and turning the frog into Prince Charming, or awakening the princess up for you. But the right person will cross your path at the right time. Somebody will do something. Somebody will be, oh, that's a good idea. I must contact Mark or Devi or John Doe, whatever your name is. Okay, well, that's our spiritual rant over. So
we will see you next time.
That'll be sometime next week, or the week after, or the week after.